We've all heard the saying that time is money. Today, we're going to be discussing this to see if the way you're using your time is making you money or causing you to lose it. Join us today as we talk about Your Time is Your Money in episode 76 of the Surging Forward podcast. Hello, and welcome to the Surging Forward broadcast, where we're helping you to have a positive view in a negative world. My name is David Valentine, and I'm here to help you see the value in the job you do and how you can keep surging forward. Hello again, and welcome to the Surging Forward podcast, where we're creating a positive view in a negative world. Well, we're already on episode number 76, and it's still kind of cold out there, so it's kind of been one of those weeks where it's been like, wow, what's going on here? But today I got a cool subject. I've been having a lot of people asking me it. It's one of those topics you really can't get enough of. Because everybody wants to know, how do you make more money? Well, that's what we're going to be talking about today on episode number 76. And we're going to be talking about your time is your money. There's nothing more valuable than your time. So we're going to be talking about that tonight and what's happening there. So if you're listening to this podcast, it's early in the morning, you're on the way to work, drinking a cup of coffee, drink an extra sip for me there because I get up early also. People kind of wonder how I get so much stuff done in the time frame that I do. And fortunately, I have a very wonderful wife that kind of keeps me straight. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be sleeping any. So you do have to manage that time. It is a valuable thing there. And I tend to constantly be running out of it. But that's why I enjoy doing these podcasts because, believe it or not, my friends, when I talk about these podcasts, the encouragement is not just for you guys, it's also for me. So it's kind of a good thing. And, believe it or not, I talk to a lot of guys out here that do podcasts, men and women, and they say, wow, I don't listen to my own podcast. Well, I listen to a lot of different podcasts. But believe it or not, the Surging Forward podcast is on my list. I do listen to it every so often. And I go, wow, who's that guy? But kind of interesting. It is kind of weird listening, but these messages, they're great to just keep you motivated as you go forth. So, like I say, I don't listen to just mine. I listen to others also. Still some great things going on with Surging Forward. I've been working really hard on that calculations for branch circuits course. I am really close there. I'm getting ready to go to production now. I pretty much have it written out. Really try to simplify the branch circuits for you. And those of you that are electricians out there, even if you're not an electrician, if you're interested in understanding some of the basics and taking just the complication stuff out of the code book, we're going to be making it very simple for you to understand. So keep looking forward for that. I haven't even come up with a true title for it yet, but check out the Surging Forward Facebook page. I'm going to be posting a lot on there. If you're hooked up with me on LinkedIn, I'll be posting it up there on there also. It'll be coming out very soon. And like I say, that's going to be the first place it comes out. I'll probably do a pre-launch and for about half price. This course is probably going to end up being, I'm thinking in the range of $60 to $75. I'm trying to keep the price down real low as possible. But there's a lot that goes into building these. And when you're doing kind of a video thing and getting these online. So I'm really excited about this. And this is the first one I've done that goes a little bit beyond just the CEUs that I've usually done. Of course, I do the classroom teachings and all too. I ought to just record one of my classroom teachings one time. That'd probably be the easiest thing to do. Just do a video recording and set it all up there and be able to pass it out to all of you there. So, but anyhow, check out the Surging Forward page, www.surgingforward.com. And if you have any questions on anything, just, feel free to send me an email. The contacts page is on there. All kind of cool information there. The page is constantly changing, so you might want to check that out. That's www.surgingforward.com. So I trust everybody's been having a good week and kind of hanging in there with some things. I've been getting a lot of comments. I heard somebody had listened to the 48 Days podcast, and that was kind of neat. That is a great podcast. Another one you might want to check out. There's a great friend of mine. His name's David also, and it's called Awaken the Leader. Fantastic podcast he puts out. He's a project manager for a very large firm nationwide, and he does a lot of great leadership stuff, and kind of a cool guy. And Dave, if you're listening there, hey, you've been doing great out there. Me and you kind of started about the same time, so it's kind of neat. We're both still hanging in there. Most people never really get through about maybe 6 months worth of podcasts, especially doing it once a week. But we do this to try to make a difference in your life. And I want to thank you for those of you that have shared this podcast. And we're past 500 likes on the Facebook page for the Surging Forward page. Woohoo! I was pretty excited about that. That might not sound like a lot to a lot of people, but for me, just starting it up from scratch, it is a lot. And if you know somebody who may not have just simply clicked on it to like the Facebook page on Surging Forward, and hey, go ahead and just click on it. I'd love to see it. It doesn't really do a whole lot. It just kind of, I guess makes the numbers look good. This is one of those cases where, yeah, the numbers do look pretty good on Facebook. So, and they got their little algorithm things they do, and it just helps me to be able to keep my costs down for promoting, because I do spend a lot of money doing all this stuff, but it's worth it. I enjoy the people I meet and the difference in the lives that we change, and I really love the success stories. So keep those coming in also. Those of you that are doing well in the trades, whether it's HVAC or whatever the case may be. Okay, we're going to get on with the show here. So today, we're going to be talking about your time is your money. Episode number 76 of the Surging Forward podcast. My radio voice is coming out. Oh my goodness, I'm going crazy here. It has been a long week, and it's funny that this topic of time is something we're going to talk about. I have had no time this week. It just seems like I work all day. I come home. I've been fighting with this class, just trying to get the wording all right and the outline straight, and it's pretty long. I have no idea how long the course is going to be. I know it's going to be a little over 3 hours, but it's when you put these things together, there's a lot to it. And all of a sudden, before I know it, my wife's knocking on my door saying, "Hey, you're gonna come spend some time with family." And I go, "Ooh, wow, okay, yeah." And my kids are grown and everything else, but I still have family. I got to take care of things at home, and I have to have some rest time. So I go in there, and all of a sudden it's bedtime. You get up next morning, do it again, then I go teach. So time is one of those things. Are you wasting it? Is it making you money, or is it taking your money? You see, we all know there's only 24 hours in a day. That's it. So if we sleep for 6 to 8 of these hours, that only leaves 16 to 18 hours to get anything done. With those remaining hours, you have to find a balance. And we also need to divide time up into all the other things that plays a huge role in our success. You see, we can't spend our time sitting on the couch playing video games, watching football, or Game of Thrones, though waiting for that to come back pretty soon. Maybe by the time some of you guys listen, maybe it's already back. But the final season, everybody's waiting for that. But it's important for you to have some downtime. You can't spend all your time sitting down, but yet it's important just to sit down and relax. Because, see, these are all things that we want to do. Watching the football game, watching Game of Thrones, playing video games. Yeah, that's fun to do. But you can't spend all your time just relaxing, because then we don't get anything done. So we have to find that balance. All those are important. It's not just being lazy. Some people say you're lazy because you're sitting there watching TV for a couple hours. That's not the case. It depends on how many of those hours you've actually watched TV. You need to make sure that you're not overdoing it. Anything that you overdo and in excess is an addiction. It's no different than drugs or anything else. If you're always playing video games and you're not getting anything else done, then that's an addiction, my friends. If you're always working and you're never getting anything else done, that's an addiction. It's called a workaholic. If you're just watching TV and you're binging all the time, and if you're bragging about it, that's even worse, my friends. Don't brag about that. That just looks really bad because you look like someone that doesn't do anything but watch worthless TV. Now, TV is entertainment. So you need to schedule some time to relax and enjoy that football game, enjoy Game of Thrones, enjoy the video game, have fun. But you just can't spend 16 hours working all day long, all the time, and then our families suffer because we're never at home. There's got to be a balance. We need to have established our priorities. Because if all you're doing is working and playing video games all day or watching TV all day, then you're not spending time with your family. You see, it's very easy to justify why we spend so much time in one area. We make the comment, well, I'm working all these long hours for my family. Meanwhile, you've missed your son's Little League game. So what was it worth? Was it really worth working those hours? And you missed your son's first home run? Or you missed your daughter's recital? Or whatever the case may be. Maybe it was your son's recital. Maybe it was your daughter's Little League game. Whatever. But you missed that? So was it worth those hours to miss your family? And then you got the other one. I deserve to sit on the couch and do nothing because I work hard all day. Meanwhile, your marriage is going down the drain because your significant other feels neglected. What about that? You see, it's all about priorities in life. And my friends, I can't make a list for you to set what your priorities are. Well, if the most important thing in your life is the video game and not your family, well, hey, there's your priority. So if your family falls apart, you can't blame anybody but yourself because your most important thing is the video game. So don't go crying to somebody because your family's falling apart. Well, because you made your bed and you said, hey, the most important thing in my life right now is this video game because I work hard all day. So don't bother me. So your family or your marriage is not what was important in your life. You see, the things that are important in your life are the things that you make priority. And we make this mistake all the time. We need to ask ourselves, what are the priorities in your life? See, when you evaluate your priorities, you should see if the way you're using your time is making money or causing you to lose it. You see, it's one of those things where only you can evaluate what's important for you. I mean, let's face it, some people were never meant to be a family man or a good wife or a good husband or whatever the case may be. There's some people that just aren't cut out for that, and they should have never gotten married. They're not even good at being in a relationship because they're very selfish people in the first place because they always want to do what they want to do. Now I'm hitting a touch tone there, I think. I think I'm hitting one of those hard tones. Yeah, because in a family situation, it's about caring for those in your family. You see, you might want to establish some new priorities in life. I mean, think about it for a minute. Some of the priorities that I have, if you look at them, okay, they kind of go like this. They go God, family, work, recreation, school, so forth. Now, those might not be your priorities, but there's a lot of things there that you can put in an order, in any order you want. But it goes, what's at the top shows you what's more important. And what's second shows you what's second, what's way down the line. So where's your family at? Where's your work at? Where's your recreation at? Is recreation the most important thing in your life, where you travel around the world having a ball while your family's neglected? And then you can't figure out why you got fired from the job because you're always going out having a ball? You see, once you've established them, then you can determine how many hours you need to divide up among these priorities. If you work an 8-hour job, well, there goes 8 hours plus your travel time 5 days a week. So you may not have much left, even if that's not one of your priorities. That might be the low middle ground of your priorities. But, you got to work for 11. We all understand that. How much time do you have left for the other priorities? Sometimes you could take two of the priorities and combine them together. You can have family time while you're going out for a movie or taking a hike. That's family time and recreation combined. You see, you can be creative in how you put your priorities together. God and family. You go to church together as a family. You go to outings together as a family. You go to social gatherings together as a family. So, but many times, you need to commit your time 100% to the priority you establish. When you're at work, working during the day, your boss is paying you. So he deserves 100% of your commitment. That means arriving on time, watching the length of your breaks, and it doesn't mean spending time on the cell phone or doing the long lunches when you should be working. You see, my friends, bosses notice who's working and who is a slacker. When it comes time for promotions, guess who's going to get the promotion? It's sure not going to be the guy that had to be talked to every single week about showing up on time. Of course, he's going to be the first one to say he works the hardest. And it's not right that that other guy got promoted because all he is a brown noser. No, buddy, that's not what happened. He shows up for time and he does his work. And he does it to the best of his ability. See, that's all that's required. Your boss is paying you a certain amount of money to do a certain amount of job. That's what the trade-off's called. We don't have a right to work, contrary to what that term means. It is not your right to have a job. What is your right is to be able to get a job and qualify to do that job. If you're not qualified to do the job, no company's going to keep you because you're not doing a good job. You're not making a company any money. Now, I'm not talking economics 101 here, but that's just common sense. So, keeping that in mind, guys and women, when you're working on a job, make sure that you're doing what you can to get your task and your job done. And you will be seen, and it will come to pass. It may not be tomorrow or 6 months. Hey, I've been there too. I get frustrated sometimes with the job I'm on because you don't get the raise that you seem like you're getting. But things come in other ways. You get appreciations. Okay, they send me to little trips here and there. So that's my raise. They give me a truck to drive. Okay, so that's my raise. I have to appreciate that. It does help out. Another way to get noticed on the job is to increase your knowledge. Spend some of your balanced priority time learning. I've said it before. Listen to podcasts. Read a good book. If you don't read a whole lot of books, hey, I got a great book for you to read. One that I just co-published. Time to Fly. Go to the Surging Forward website and, go surgingforward.com. You'll see a place where it says books and publishing. And you'll see the book right there. You can click on it and purchase it. And you'll see 2 of my articles right there. And it's a daily reading. Start with that. There's nothing like reading a good book. And then second of all, hey, listen to podcasts. You're listening to this podcast. It's great. Check out some other podcasts. Show others how to listen to a podcast. Go online. Take some courses. Again, surgingforward.com. We're going to be putting out the new courses and a couple other ones coming out. But there's so much out there today where you can increase your knowledge to make yourself more valuable. There's no reason. You don't have to sit there and have a big college degree and go to college and take courses. There's so many ways out there you can make yourself valuable, my friends. Also, by using your time in a wise and balanced way, you can become successful at work, at home, and around your neighborhood. You'll also find out that you're not stressed out, and so your health is going to improve. That's a whole nother story, because being very stressed out is definitely not healthy. It's going to increase your energy level, which will then improve your work and family life. So you see, it's a big circle of success. It's just not one thing that you do in life. It's going to go, hey, let me give you this thing. If you do this every day, you're going to be successful. No, it's a process. Starting with realizing that your time is your money. And as you learn this, it's going to keep you surging forward. So again, my friends, make it come full circle. Take it one step at a time. And think about what you're doing with your time. Are you losing money? Or are you making money with your time? Have a great day, my friends, and you guys have a great week. And stay safe out there. And those of you working in the cold, make sure you're staying warm. God bless and keep surging forward. Have a great one. Bye-bye.